in the beginning. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you want more content like this. And leave a comment.
Hey man, say man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Jaimito, and we're here to speak about the dark horses NBA betting odds wise to win every award. The NBA is finally back. It's been a long wait since June, but we're finally here, and we're gonna get right into it for every award. And by dark horse, I mean a dark horse. I would consider it like 1,500 odds or better. But so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give each topic. You can bet $10 to win at least $150 for each bet that I'm about to give you. So whether that's more or less, you'll see. But I'll explain it as I go. But we're gonna do at least $10 to win $150. Hopefully, one of these guys come through and we'll win because there's about six awards. So even if we only hit one, we'll profit about 90 or so if you just bet 10 on each one. But first of all, we're going to start off with the MVP. Now, this guy has been an MVP candidate before. So, but the problem that we're going to run into is if the media and his current reputation gets in the way. Obviously, all of these players got to stay healthy, and the team's got to play to a certain level. But for MVP at plus 3,000 odds on FanDuel, we got Ja Morant. Ja Morant, electric player, obviously. They were a second seed the last time he played a full season. So if they can get back to that type of play, the Grizzlies, with some of the new additions, and Ja Morant is leading the way, you can definitely see him being in MVP talks. Now, will the media, obviously, all MVP is media influence, all awards are. But if he's playing at that level and the Grizzlies are a top 3 seed, you can definitely see Ja Morant being a strong candidate for MVP, and hopefully he gets it. Hopefully he gets it for us. That'll be 10 to win $300. So we got Ja Morant staying healthy, leading the Grizzlies back to where they were about 2 years ago. And hopefully the cards fall, and he has changed his reputation from what it used to be, instead of this gang-banging basketball player that they're trying to make him out to be, into one of the better role models in the NBA and one of the faces in the NBA. For number 2, we got this is going to be hard. For number 2 on defensive player of the year, this is going to be definitely hard because Wemby is such a huge favorite. So anyone you really pick besides Wemby will definitely give you some good value. So the only way any person besides Wemby wins is, unfortunately, if Wemby gets hurt. That's the only way that Wemby does not win this award. But if you want to find something with really good odds, at plus 6,000, we got Jonathan Isaac, who is a top 5 defender in the NBA. Now, the problem with Jonathan Isaac is, 1, I don't think he starts. He doesn't start for the Magic. And 2, the Magic, they're not it's hard to say Orlando's a small market team, but they don't get as much attention as the other big teams. So, Jonathan Isaac is probably a top 5 defender in the NBA. He can guard 1 through 5. He can guard the best player, and he's locked down. So Jonathan Isaac's my pick here. Hopefully you just get some needed attention towards the Magic. Hopefully they're playing well. You see Jonathan Isaac more and more, and he'll get into talks. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one unless Wemby gets hurt. But Jonathan Isaac at plus 600, 10 to win 600 there. So Jonathan Isaac is that pick. Plus 6,000 is what I meant. Number most improved player. Now, I have a problem with the most improved player. A lot of the players that you see listed for this award are players that are already playing good. Like, you already know their names. They already had a breakout year. So it's just it's kind of it's in a weird award. It doesn't give it to not necessarily the most improved player that no one knew of, and not necessarily no one knew of, but like a rookie blowing up into a superstar his next year. But it just goes to people that you kind of already know, or people that were basically almost already all-stars. So for this pick, I have Brandon Miller at plus 4,500. Obviously, still all these are on FanDuel, but plus 4,500. So that's 10 to win $450. And Brandon Miller, if the Hornets can stay healthy, obviously by healthy I mean LaMelo Ball and everybody can stay healthy, but mainly LaMelo Ball, and they make it to a playing team, and Brandon Miller is one of the very key pieces to them making it. Let's say he averages about 22 or 23 points a game, which I believe he can do. I believe he's shown flashes of that last year. So if he just makes a really big jump, well, I think he can make the jump, obviously. I think he's primed to make the jump. He's going to be, if they do make it to the playoffs or the play-in, they're going to have a big three of Brandon Miller, Bridges, and LaMelo Ball. So I keep wanting to say Mikal instead of Miles. That's why I keep saying just Bridges. But Brandon Miller is my pick here at plus 4,500 odds. Jesus. So that's 10 to win 450. Obviously, these are going to be hard to hit. Some things got to go our way, but hey, I think these are good value plays. Rookie of the year. I feel like this is the most open it's been, so anyone can win it. I think some of the favorite right now is Zach Edey, Reed Shepard, those guys. But this guy, if he becomes the sixth man for if not one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market in the NBA, in the Los Angeles Lakers, Dalton Connect, he'll start getting the nicknames like Westside Connect. He's already got that from Snoop Dogg. Connect 4. You're talking about a player that was the best scorer in college basketball last year. And so if he can just do his job and come off the bench and light up the scoreboard, maybe some nights give you 20, explode for 25 on maybe they're like playing one of the lower tier teams, and just have some big moments against some big teams and becomes the real sixth man for the Lakers. You're going to see a lot of media attention going his way. They're going to start hyping him up like they do with Austin Reeves and Alex Caruso. So you can definitely see there is a outside possibility, I believe, here for Dalton Connect to win Rookie of the Year. You got that at plus 1,700, so 10 to win $170. I think it's a good gamble, personally, so that's what I'm going with here. For Coach of the Year, we're going to go with, at plus 1,700 odds, we're going to go with Greg Popovich. I believe if Chris Paul has a resurgent year, they finally got a point guard that will feed, that knows what to do with that knows how to get Wemby the ball and when he needs it. So I think Chris Paul will really help that team. Obviously, we need him to stay healthy, but if the Spurs can make a playoff push or get around the play-in, or they have to make the playoffs. If the Spurs can make the playoffs, I very well see Greg Popovich also just giving him one last Coach of the Year on his in his later years. There's going to be a push for that, like turning not an organization around, but turning them from a lottery team last year, top bottom 5 team, or I think they were the second worst team in the NBA last year, to a playoff team this year. You're going to win Coach of the Year for that. So we got Greg Popovich here at plus 1,700. So hopefully the Spurs have a really good year, and we'll see Wemby in the playoffs, maybe as an 8th seed. And I think that would win it for him. Last but not least, we got 6th man of the year. Now this was the toughest one because I don't know, some of these people, like they play. I'm not sure how many starts you have to get before you're considered a 6th man or whatnot. Like some of these guys are starters, depending on who's hurt and who's not. So it all depends. But for this one, if we wanted to get really good odds, one of my first picks was Grayson Allen. That's the biggest odd. Grayson Allen at plus 3,500. So 10 to win $350 here. Grayson Allen was a starter last year. He was a starter all of last year for the Suns. He's now moved to the bench because Tyus comes in, and he wanted Tyus to come in to play point guard for the Suns. And I feel like he's already embraced the 6-man role. And that's something I feel like you have to do in order to win the 6-man role, is embrace the role. And I believe Grayson Allen can do that. I mean, obviously it comes off, he's going to still play a lot of minutes. He'll come off the bench. He's still one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. He was, I think he had like one of the highest percentage, and he was making one of the most threes before his injury. And he was a huge piece of that Suns team before he got hurt. So Grayson Allen at plus 3,500. I'm not sure if I believe his reputation has been going up more and more as he's been in the league. I don't think, obviously, he's still got that Duke hate from tripping people and then the Alex Caruso fouls. People think he's a dirty player or whatnot, but he hasn't really had, I think he's had maybe 2 flagrant fouls since he's been in the NBA, and really 2 instances since he's been in the NBA. So I think Grayson Allen has a shot here, like an outside shot here, obviously with the dark horse method. But Grayson Allen 10 to win 350. But my other pick for 6 man of the year is Bobby Portis. He's at plus 1,700. You can go pick Bobby Portis. Obviously, he's been a 6 man year candidate for a while now, so he's always been around the top 5 for 6 man. And if the Bucks have another good year, Bobby Portis is going to be a huge part of that. He plays damn near starter minutes. If Giannis needs a break, he'll play most of the minutes. So Bobby Portis plus 1,700, 10 to win 1,700. And that's it. Now for clutch player of the year, everyone's plus like 1,100 or higher. So whoever you pick, I would always just suggest picking someone that you think is going to be in close games. So I'm not really sure. I would just pick a team that's like kind of in the tier. I can see De'Aaron Fox winning the game. I feel like the Kings are in a lot of close games, but that's like plus 1,100 on FanDuel or something. But yeah. That's it for today's video. Those are the dark horses. Let me know if you guys have any dark horses that you would pick or you guys are looking at. And let's make some money this year. All right, I'm out. Go Knicks.